Well, I think it's 5 p.m. and we can get started. So, a very warm welcome to Ms. Saloni Patel Vaidya from Trinity Exams, and a very good evening to all our attendees, our students across grades 9 to 12. We welcome all our educators, counselors, and parents as well who have joined in. We cannot wait to start this webinar and learn more about Trinity Exams and how to prepare and train well for it with our expert here, Saloni. So without any further ado, I would like to give it over to you. Also, students, please feel free to use the Q&A feature below and post your questions in the Q&A box, which would be addressed towards the end of the session. We will also be recording this session in case for future reference. Thank you.
Great. Thanks so much, Devika. So what was planned was a 30-minute speech about Trinity and then 10 minutes Q&A. What I would really like to do is do 20 minutes of the information and then keep it open to questions because that has more interaction and I think I'll be able to cover a lot more with that. So
Yes.
that's what I plan to do. And if anybody has any questions that I haven't addressed by the end of 20 minutes or something that I can share with you that's beyond Trinity and just speech and drama, I can do that as well. Okay. All right. So just to give you a little bit of brief about myself. So my name is Saloni and I have been doing Trinity exams for as long as I can remember. I started when I was just 5 years old. So I have been through the entire cycle of giving all the different types of exams, including some music exams. And I've been doing it as a hobby, then became a part-time job, and then became a profession. So there is a lot of scope with Trinity, apart from just being a student with them. So Trinity has been around for a long time. It's an external examinations board. It's not a college or a university. It is an examinations board that allows children to all over the world to enroll for these exams. And you can take them and get a certification for it. So Trinity has been around in India for a very long time. So I'm going to take you through the history. Devika, can I share screen?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so just give me a moment. Okay, so the topic was Trinity College London exams and how to prepare for the exams or how to go through the exams. But I'm also going to talk about the benefits apart from the certification of the exam, which is also very important, especially at this age. We encourage children to start earlier and go through the entire range of exams because they have a lot of learning and transferable skills that are very hidden in the curriculum. So having said that, whenever you want to start is a good time to start. But I'll get into the certifications as well. So Trinity College of London has a very rich heritage in India. It's dated to over 125 years. A lot of students, every year around 100,000 candidates appear for Trinity assessments. I'm sure it's a lot more than that. And Mumbai is the largest center for Trinity exams. We sent the most amount of entries from Mumbai. So there are lots of different types of exams that Trinity offers. They also offer a lot of different certifications for university, which we don't train specifically in Mumbai, but the Trinity website can provide help for even that. We have over 100 centers spread all across India. Mumbai has a center which is in town. It's at Dhobi Talao and it's called Fatado's Music. They are the official center for Trinity exams. And all our entries go through them. And they have been running the show for Trinity ever since Trinity came to India. Trinity offers a wide range of subjects. These are the books that they have, and within each book, there are different sub-subjects as well. So music can be all the instruments. So they just have it as music. Rock and pop is again another book that they have where they have rock and pop. Drama and performance is a very wide category. And in drama and performance, they have speech and drama, they have acting, they have acting in pairs, they have group drama, they have individual acting skills. So they call it speech and drama, and speech and drama has now become a very generic word. You know, if you go to a speech and drama class, But drama is just one subject within that gamut of subjects that they have. The other one that's very, very popular and very, very useful as well is communication skills. So communication skills again has solo and group communication skills. And communication skills is considered one of the most useful subjects to take part in. Having said that, any certification that is of that level, whether you take a drama exam or you take a communication skills exam, doesn't matter. So the skill set is possibly the same, especially if you come to a comprehensive class like I do. We teach the children everything about drama, speech, and communication skills. And we try to cover all the skills that are required for all three subjects. And then whichever exam you do at whatever level, the qualification marks or the standard that you get for it, which I'll explain further, is the same. So it doesn't matter then if you've taken a com skills exam or you've taken a drama exam. Speech communication arts is another great exam that is offered, which starts from the younger ages and goes up to older kids as well. English language, very popular exam. It's called GESE, which is a spoken language exam, which is great for children and for adults who want to learn the language, who want to better their communication skills and their conversational skills. So this is another book that we use very widely in my class as well, and is a very popular exam with Trinity. All these exams are all oral exams. The focus of all the exams is to gain confidence, to make sure that your language is sound, to make sure you can perform in front of an audience, usually an examiner who comes down from the UK. That is considered the audience, but it is a person that you have never met before. So it is something that will help with confidence building. The ISE exam, which is in the English language title, is a written exam. So again, it is part of the English language subcategory, but it is a written exam. And Trinity Stars is another new addition that they've introduced, which is a group exam, usually meant for schools, where you can set up an entire group of 40 or 50 children who get assessed as a group. So Trinity Stars is usually meant for that, not for a solo teacher to send up children. TESOL, Teaching Qualifications, an excellent exam only for adults, preferably only for experienced adults who want to further their career in teaching or in any sort of language profession. So TESOL is an exam that is very widely taken by adults who want to be teachers in other fields as well. And it's a qualification that's required in a lot of places. So that is the basic outline of the Trinity College, Trinity exams offered in India. As a teacher, if you wish to be a teacher with Trinity after you have trained, you can choose to take whatever exams you want. So as a Trinity teacher, I have been teaching now for 10 years. It is my choice if I want to train a child for drama, for communication skills, for English language, or for speech communication arts. There is no force by Trinity that I must be able to train for all. So that choice is given to me. So if I feel that I'm confident with the drama exams, then I will train my students for the drama exams. If I'm confident that I can train for com skills and for drama, then I will offer both to my students. So it all depends on my capability, ability, and my training in the specific subjects. At our class, we offer 12 different types of exams. Within the drama performance, communication skills, speech communication arts, and English language, within those books, we offer 12 exams. We don't offer TESOL or any music because I am not professionally trained in those. Any questions that you may have about each exam or syllabus is all available on the site. I will share that with you as well. You can download the syllabus, you can take a look at it. You can also ask me specific questions later on once we're done. A little bit about the regulation. I know it's a lot of text, but basically the work is regularized, scrutinized and monitored by another body called OFCAL. OFCAL is the Office of Qualifications and Examinations and Regulations. This body basically assigns the standard or the mark basically for each exam. So for example, if a speech and drama book has levels 1 to 9. So they start at initial to level 8. So that's 9 exams. Each exam taken has a different qualification. Once you have taken an exam, you get a certificate. On that certificate, it gives you a qualification. And that qualification adds up to when you go to college. So if you want to apply to a university anywhere in the world, you need to see what off-qual regulations they have. All universities are different, whether it is the UK, the USA, Australia, Singapore, they are all different. Some accept the off-qual regulations, some don't. Having said that, if a university that you are applying to does not have the off-qual marks, basically it adds up to points that you take with you when you go to college. So if you have certain exams that you have taken, you may be exempt from certain subjects. There are some universities where if you have a Trinity certificate of grade 6 and above, you don't have to take the English language entry exam. Some universities may still ask you to do it. But for the most part, a grade 6, 7, 8 or a diploma exam can help you qualify to not take an entry level English exam. But you have to check because every university is different. Most of the UK universities are easier to deal with because the off-qual regulations are there. The other universities will have it on the site and you just need to cross-check whenever you're applying. Why choose Trinity? So Trinity is chosen by many far and wide because they understand the transformative power of performance. So this is what I was trying to say. Transferable skills are very, very important in today's day and age. No matter what profession you go into, if you cannot communicate well, or you cannot communicate with your colleagues, your employees, with your peers, it's just not going to be a successful one. So even if you're going to be a sports person, if you cannot give an interview well, if you cannot ask questions well, if you cannot communicate with your team well, then just defeats the whole purpose of being a great sportsman. So no matter what profession you go into, communication skills is key. So not communication skills as the exam, but communication skills that you even learn in a drama exam. It's very important. The qualifications help ensure candidates make progress by providing, just one second. By providing carefully leveled stepping stones that build confidence and enjoyment while continuing to extend the challenge. So this is what I was explaining. When you start young and you go through all the levels, it helps your confidence and it's also really a lot of fun. So when children start with us, they are about 5 or 6 years old. That's when they start with the first few levels of exams. A teacher can choose to use different subjects at different times. So if you have already taken a speech and drama exam, there is no rule that next year you can't take a communication skills exam. Or if you have already taken a GESE language exam, there is no rule that you have to complete one book. You can switch exams as well. But as a teacher, I would prefer that a child stick to one type of subject so that they can master it completely. But if you like to choose different subjects and try your hand at both, you can take simultaneous exams as well. So one session, if you decide you want to take a comm skills exam or you want to take a speech and drama exam together, you're most welcome to do that as well, provided you have the time and effort to put into those two exams. But every exam is designed to move to the next one. So if you haven't done the work for the previous exam, you may find it a little bit difficult to go to the next exam. So if a child comes to me at age 12, 13 or 14, it's not that I'm going to make them start at level 1, but I will spend the time doing everything that was required from level 1 to level 6 so that he's caught up on all the learning that's required. So that as a teacher, I have to put in that extra effort to make sure that the child has done all the work or at least some of the work that's needed to come to the level 6 exam. The third point is we aim to design assessments that have a positive impact on student learning, engagement, and achievement. The exams are not so difficult. They are not rocket science. They are designed to be a lot of fun, be very interactive, and the topics that are also given are have a positive impact on learning. They are current, they're relevant, and they're great to work towards because it's not purely academic. It takes away from schoolwork. So it is something different that you will be learning. It's not to go hand in hand with your academic schoolwork. So it is designed to challenge you in different ways. The fourth point is we encourage candidates to bring their own choices and interests into the exams. This motivates students and makes the assessment more relevant and enjoyable. What they mean by this is that the task is given, but you can have your own take on it. You're free to explore as much as you want within the boundaries that are given, which are very few. So if you feel that this exam has a very simple topic, it may not be so. The way you approach the topic, the way the teacher teaches the topic, and what you bring to the topic is what the examiners are looking for. They're looking for a child who can think outside the box. So that as a teacher, we have to make sure that the child is not looking at the task and doing it exactly as asked. They're looking at it with a different perspective. So it makes them think creatively as well. Number five, our flexible exams give candidates the opportunity to perform to their strengths and interests. So of course, you can choose whichever exam you want to. If you feel you're better at a drama exam, you can choose to do that. If you feel communication skills is your strength, you can choose that as well. If you feel you just want to try something out to see if it's different and you're good at it, then you're most welcome to do that. Our qualifications are accessible to candidates of all ages and from all cultures. Yes. So it doesn't matter where you come from, what caste, creed, religion you are from, where in the world you come from, it doesn't matter. You can take part in these exams. All ages, having said that, yes, we prefer that children are over the age of 5, although there are exams for younger children which are designed in the Trinity realm. But my preference is that when the child is 5 or above is when you start. We also have a lot of adults taking exams. So just because you're 14 and had never taken a Trinity exam doesn't mean you can't do it now. Our highly qualified and friendly examiners are trained to put candidates at their ease. So the main takeaway from a Trinity exam is the experience inside the exam room. So even if a child has not done well or has not got the distinction or has not got the merit, the takeaway from the exam is priceless. So each exam is an individual exam. You have never seen the examiner before. You possibly have just seen a photograph. So the child is challenged from the time they enter the room. They have to be comfortable, confident with the new examiner and deliver what he's expected to deliver, whether it is comm skills or drama or music. So that is the first challenge. If the child is able to overcome that, I think that in itself is the biggest achievement. Then, of course, is the work that they put into it. So the child feels a sense of achievement when they come out of the room because they have done something themselves. They have overcome their fears or their nervousness or their worries of being in front of a stranger, and they have delivered what they have been practicing. And this is true at any age. It doesn't matter if you've been doing this for 10 years. If I had to take an exam tomorrow, I would also have some amount of butterflies in my stomach because every experience is new. So you just have to teach the children or the adults to manage their nervousness better and channel it in a better way and not have basically a breakdown in the room. But all the examiners are very friendly. They are very experienced. They're not only academically oriented. Lots of them come from theater backgrounds. Lots of them have their own businesses. So they have a wide range of experiences that they come from. And they speak very clearly. They speak very slowly so that our Indian children can understand, even though they have a British accent or a Scottish accent. But never we've had a problem where they're not able to completely understand what the examiner is saying. And the examiner's main job beyond examining is to make sure the child is comfortable in the room and has a good experience and enjoys what they're doing. So having said that, the next slide on my on my slide is the certification. So every exam that you take has a certification. You get a certificate directly, you get a mark sheet and then you get a certificate. The certificate has a point at the bottom. So there are 3 major pass points. There's pass, there's merit, and there's distinction. Distinction is the highest. For each one, you have a different point system. So I'm going to put that up and show you how the point system looks, but you'll need a lot of in-depth analysis to understand it. So this is the Trinity syllabus. I'm just going to show you the communication skills syllabus. Each subject has a book like this, whether it is music or it is drama. On page 7 of most books, they have a grading system from initial to 8. This is the total time required to be put in to each exam. So this is how much they expect you to put into each exam. Of course, every child is different, every teacher's way is different, but this is the expected amount of hours. This is the qualification achievement levels for each exam. This is what I was talking about. So each exam has a point system. When you finish an exam, you get this point. And these can add up to when you are going to college. So not only do the certifications help you in the point system, but they also help you show an all-rounded personality. So when I was going to college, this was about 10, almost 15 years ago when I was going to 10 years ago when I was going to college, there was no system like this. And my university did not accept Trinity exams with the points, but they did accept Trinity certifications to show my portfolio. So it showed an all-rounded personality. It showed that I was well-versed in the language. It showed the confidence that I have gained through all the different exams that I have taken. I myself have taken all the speech and drama exams, all the communication skills exams, and a bunch of group drama exams. So it showed that I had a wide variety of experience in learning these different subjects. And I also had a variety of different levels that I had gone through. So I could write it. So I had written an essay with all my certifications, showing, writing and explaining how they have helped me with my transferable skills, and how even a drama exam has given me confidence to, go out to university and be on my own and express my emotions, even though it was a drama exam. So that is how I did it that many years ago. Now, of course, they have a great point system that you can use to explain what exams you've taken. What I would personally suggest, if you are looking to do just one exam, it may not be the best learning for you. Of course, you'll get the certification, but to do the last 3 exams would be the best. So if you are an older child who is 14, 15, 16 or above, you should try and start at level 5, 6, 7, 8. You should do all 4 or 3 if you can. And if you really have the time, you should possibly start at 4 and then move on to 8. But you can decide whatever your teacher suggests, depending on what level of language you are in as well. I'm going to show you the book again. So here are the levels, the qualifications by Trinity. And then, of course, each one has learning outcomes. What is expected for each grade is clearly written out. So even if you're a new teacher or you're a parent of a child taking an exam, or you're a child who's taking an individual exam, you must read this, because they clearly tell you the expectations of each exam for each subject. And then they move on to each exam. So the syllabus kind of looks like this. This is the initial level in communication skills. They give you a time, they give you the tasks, the notes, and the marks. After the exam, you get marks out of 100, and then they tell you whether it's a merit or a distinction or a pass. So here it's clearly given to you what they expect at each level. Of course, this is below pass, but we hope that this never happens to anybody. But here it's clearly written for each level. So when you go to grade 1, again, there is a whole explanation of what is expected for this level. So nothing is left, out in the open. Everything is clearly given in each syllabus. And we as teachers follow the syllabus as a Bible. We read it from cover to cover. We know exactly what's expected. We know exactly what's expected for each grade, each child, each subject. And that's how we go towards explaining it to the parents and the teacher and the students as well. So that basically concludes my little introduction into Trinity and the exams. I think I'll take some of the Q&A from here. Yes, very good question. Due to the pandemic, how are exams being conducted? Exams are not being conducted. We have not taken an exam since March. There is only one option at the moment, and that is only for speech and drama, um, and performing text, which is part of the speech and drama book. It's a pre-recorded exam where teachers have to train the children. They have a new syllabus out for that. It's up on the Trinity website. We have to train the children. We have to have them record it at home, pre-recorded, and upload it. There is no interaction with the examiner whatsoever. But there are questions that are given to the teacher that we can ask the children, and they can respond again in the pre-recorded format. This is what they have just launched in early November. And we hope that they can also launch a communication skills syllabus soon. But at the moment, we are only having to work with this. We are really hoping that once things open up and there is a physical examiner who can be brought to India, then all the exams will be available. I hope I answered that. Let me go on to the next one. Are Trinity books even for acting solo? Are the Trinity books even for acting solo for all grades? Yes. Acting solo also has all grades. I don't think it has the initial level. It starts from 1 to 8. So it does have acting. Does Trinity provide any training to take these courses? Trinity has started providing a lot of training online. Their Instagram page has a lot of webinars where they are teaching teachers how to teach for these exams. They're doing a great job through this pandemic. Also, teachers like me train teachers. So it all depends on what way you want to go through it. You can use their webinars and get a little bit of information. But if you're really looking to seriously do it, then I would suggest train with a teacher who's been teaching for a long time. There are lots of teachers like myself who are more than happy to train other teachers. So you can use that route as well. That will give you a hands-on experience on how to deal with students as well, and allow you to even interact with their students if they are okay with that. Is Cambridge English exams and Trinity exams the same? No, they are not. They are two different boards. So Cambridge English exams is a separate board, just like Trinity exams. Can we start at any level or mandatory to start from initial level? You can start at any level depending on your teacher and what they think. Like I said, I don't think an older child needs to start at the initial level, but depending on their language skills and their confidence, the teacher can choose what level they should start with. What is the exam fee at each level? It's a great question. The exam fee changes every March. The online fee at the moment is different from very little bit lower than the regular exam fee, but we'll only know what the exam fee is once we reopen physical exams. Where are these exams conducted? Yes, there are centers. So for example, I'm in Juhu. My students have a center which is called Sangeet Mahabharati, and all my students always go there. So Mumbai has 3 centers, and every state has their own centers. Every city has their own centers. There's even one in Thane. I'm not 100% sure where you're from, but you will have a center and your students will have to go to that center to take the exam. That is also why, even if they can fly an examiner down in the pandemic, we are not willing to send our students to a center. So that is why the challenge of the logistics are still there. Rushabh has a question. It's regarding drama, but I don't have a full question. It just says regarding drama. So I'm going to not take that. Are there any prerequisites or eligibility for instruments? No, there are none. You have to start at the base level if you've never played it, of course. It's not like a drama exam. So you have to start at the entry level for a music exam. There is not much of a choice with that. Or if your teacher feels that they can skip 1 or 2 exams, then maybe they can help you do that. How can I prepare the kid? You need to train yourself. You possibly need to take an exam. You need to go through the webinars. You need to figure out exactly how to train through the syllabus, and then you can train somebody else. If one does grade 6, 7, 8, how will it help in US or universities? Do you have a list of universities who accept Trinity exam certificates? As we are told, Trinity exam is not recognized in the US. This is not true. Trinity exams, yes, are recognized in the US. Like I said, I went to the US myself and used Trinity exam certification. but they are recognized differently. So for most US universities, it is shown in your portfolio as an experience that you've had for confidence building and for language. Some universities also will take the off-cal marks that are given, but every university is different. And no, we don't have a list because things keep changing all the time. New universities keep getting added, things keep getting deleted. So there is no specific list like that. Also, there are so many universities in the US that keep changing their own regulations that it's difficult to keep track of that. But whatever universities you do shortlist, you can take a look at their requirements and what they accept. How many courses can be taken simultaneously? As many as you want. There is no limit to how many exams you can take at one time. It all depends on how many you can manage. I do not allow any child to take more than 2 exams at a time. So we have 2 sessions here in Mumbai, September and February. You can take 2 exams in September and 2 exams in February, but you cannot go a higher grade in a year. So if you have taken a grade 4 exam, you can do speech and drama, communication skills, group drama, and acting, and split them between the 2 sessions. And then next year, move on to a higher grade exam. If you are an older child, 14, 15, 16 years old, and you take a grade 4 exam in September, you can take a grade 5 in February if your teacher permits you to do so. If a student finishes grade 8 of music, is it counted as a valid program to continue music in a university graduate program? No, because you need to do the diploma exam after that. So you will need to speak to a music teacher who is training for diploma exams and then possibly take that as well. Also, you have to see what university graduate program you're going to and what they need as well. If they are accepting the grade 8 exam, then okay. If they want a diploma exam, then you'll possibly have to do that. Is any online training happening right now? Yes, a lot of online training is happening right now. You can just take a look at their Instagram page. They put up a lot of stuff there. It all depends on what subject you're talking about. That's not given to me, so I cannot address that. Is Feb 2021 Trinity exam happening in person? Well, we don't know. So we just have to wait and watch. We're all hoping it happens. Seems a little bit unlikely, but let's hope that it can. Have I missed anything? Yes. What are UCAS points? Are these points of Trinity same as UCAS points? No. So Trinity works with another regulating body. So UCAS and OFCAL are different regulation bodies that give you points. So they have accepted Trinity certification to give them points. An acting solo would be useful for my admission in a psych at undergraduate. It all depends on your undergraduate program. If they are willing to accept an English language certification, then yes, they will accept it. If they are not willing to, then they won't. So you have to check with your university and see if any of these points are going to be valid to give you an academic advantage. They will be valid to show in your portfolio, but if they're going to be valid to exempt you from a certain class or give you an advantage in a certain class, then you have to check with the university. Devika, I've gone through everything. What is the name of the Instagram page? Yeah, hold on, I'll show you that.
Yes.
So the website also I'll just share with you, and I'll show you the Instagram page as well. So hold on. So I did a live session with Anthony, who is the head of Fatados. If you want, I can also link that, where we spoke about Trinity at length for over an hour, actually. How do I type? I can type it here. Hold on.
You can type it in the chat box.
Okay, so I'm putting this is the Instagram page that I'm putting up. So it's Trinity Exams. Sorry, Trinity Exams .india. This is the Instagram page. I've done a live session with Anthony, who is the head of the Furtado's department, and the whole 1 hour recording is on my page as well. I'm going to tag that for you. You can take a look. That's called Yellow Brick Way. And it has a live recording of me and Anthony speaking about Trinity and the pandemic and a lot of other information as well. So you can take a look at that. I'm going to also show you the website. All this information that I have given you, except apart from my personal experiences, every book, every syllabus, everything is on the Trinity website. They have registrations for seminars, book and local Trinity contact, which also I can give you. It's called Furtado's in Mumbai, at least here. It has all the different exams, the qualifications, whatever I spoke about, the off-qual, about different diplomas, the digital exams, everything is here. They're very good at responding as well. You can send them an email. They have lots of different help for teachers, for candidates, for parents. They also have an anthology online, which has a lot of different material that you can use for drama exams. So you can explore the website. It's actually really good. Even though I've been teaching for 10 years, my team of teachers and I regularly look at the website to get information about how we can improve our class. So we do use it very extensively and we check on it a lot. So it's excellent actually for any parent to get any more information. Anything else I should address? Do you think we can open it up to anything else?
I think it's pretty good. If you could see one or two more questions, if it's new.
Could you post these details and link in the chat? I did that. We can't see anything in the chat is what they're all saying to me.
I think you just posted for the panelists. I'll just post it for the attendees.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No problem.
I'll just do it again.
Yes.
I am so sorry. Okay, so these are so trinityexams.india is the Insta page. Yellow Brick Way is my Insta page for you to take a look at the talk with me and Anthony. The website also I can post since I'm right here. This is the website. If you wish to contact me for any details about the syllabus, about how to train, yes, I'm training online, as is everybody else in the world. We have been teaching since March. We are not teaching for exams at the moment because I'm trying to still see how things improve in the world, and my students are also very young. So we want to cap their screen time. But we are training for exams soon as things get better. But we will take it up as soon as we can. If any of you want contacts for your local Trinity office, you can take a look at the website. If any of you are in Mumbai, there are lots of teachers all over Mumbai. What I would suggest is get their qualification, see how long they've been teaching, see if they're willing to teach you online, and then see how you want to upload your exam. If you are not in a big rush, then I would suggest you wait till about January, February, see how the world looks, because an in-person exam cannot be replaced by an online exam. So, and I don't know if children are going off to college anytime soon. So you can always take the most advantage of the Trinity syllabus when you do an in-person exam. I have one more question. For an acting solo, can I take a character which is opposite gender? For example, does it matter if I'm a female and I do a male monologue? Absolutely not. You can play the opposite gender, not a problem at all. You just cannot play a double role. So you cannot be two people on stage. You have to pretend you have somebody else with you if you are playing a character like that. I have a feeling this is a teacher asking me a question about training for their children.
Yes.
So if you have any questions, I am more than happy to answer them privately for any of the drama exams or com skills exams or language. Like, apart from the writing ISC exam, I can help you with everything else because I don't do the writing exam as part of my curriculum. Anything else that I've missed, Devika? You wanted to check the chat once?
Yeah, I was just going through the same. No, I think you have covered it really well.
Okay, great. So if there are any teachers who are looking to train, I am currently training a lot of teachers, actually 5 at the moment. It's a great time to use your time well, because there are very few things that we can do teaching physically. So get a teacher to train you. It's not that you have to only come to me, but you can get to any other teacher who's willing to train you. Get your experience right now, so that once you open up, you have a lot more to offer to your students. And it's a great time to explore different subjects. If you have never taken a drama exam or never taken a com skills exam or don't know about it, it's a great time to learn about the new exams, so that you can offer it to your children successfully. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Saloni. It was a very insightful session, especially the Q&A went really well. It was very engaging, and we look forward to students getting in touch with you post the webinar as well.
Sure. I'm
Yeah.
open to any questions that you may have. You can DM me on my Instagram page and I'll respond to it. Whether it's a child or a parent or a teacher asking like a specific exam for an acting syllabus. If I have the correct answer, I will give it to you. And if I don't, I will put you on to somebody who can help you better.
Great, perfect. Thank you so much once again for giving such a great presentation. And thank you for all our students also for joining us in and hearing about Trinity. Thank you so much once again. Hope to see you again.
Thanks. Devika, somebody has asked for my contact details. Is it okay to share?
Yes. I open the chat once again and then you can type in.
Sure.
Yeah, it's on.
Okay. Thank you so much, Devika, for this platform. It's been.
Thank you so much. Thank you to you too.
Thank you. Bye.